Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a highly requested fragrance, and it's Wulong Cha from Nishane. This fragrance has been something that has been on my absolutely must acquire list for quite some time, and I finally have a bottle of it. I've been wearing it for a bit and I'm ready to review it for you guys. So if you'd like to know my thoughts on this amazing uplifting tea fragrance, then keep watching. Now, for transparency purposes, this bottle was sent to me to review, but this is a fragrance that I do have some experience with. I had samples and decants of this for a while. It is a fragrance that I loved. Now, this house is a house that I genuinely enjoy. I have a few other bottles from this house, Zen being one of my absolute favorites from the house. I love it. I haven't reviewed it yet. I need to review it. This house has been just a house that I've always enjoyed. So it made me really want to acquire Wulong Cha, and it was a part of my absolutely must-have in my collection fragrance list. And one day I will share that list with you. I haven't quite decided how I want to bring that video to you guys. It has to do with my voracious love of tea scents and liking to see distinctive teas really shine. So I've been talking about for years doing a tea video. I've been putting it off. I'm going to do it. I just need to acquire decant samples and really compile a list of all the different types of teas, different herbal teas, different green teas, different black teas, different white teas, things like that. Really, when you go into different types of teas, you're going to be going into how they taste and how they smell, especially when they're used as a note. There's different types of black teas, different types of oolong teas, different types of white teas. I really want it to be an all, I want the list to have everything. And one of the notes I love seeing, and one of my favorite teas to drink, is oolong. Now, oolong is a semi-fermented tea. It's in between green and black tea, so it has a beautiful nuttiness. It has an earthy greenness to it. It's got rich tannins in there, especially if you like that kind of slight bitterness in your cup of tea. It's great for digestion. I mean, it's one of my favorite teas to drink. And smelling it, I used to love smelling oolong tea, just like when we would make pots of tea where I used to work, and we would fill the tea canisters. I just love the way oolong tea smells. It just smells gorgeous. So I loved seeing oolong tea really kind of given a pedestal in this fragrance. And when I first smelled this fragrance probably over a year ago, I had the opportunity to really wear this and love it and just fall in love with it. So this fragrance is very bright, vivacious, sparkly, uplifting. It's got bergamot in there, and if you guys didn't know, bergamot is what's used to flavor Earl Grey tea. That's why when I talk about citruses, I say some citruses can pull a little creamy. Bergamot, depending on sometimes if it's more of a richer fragrance, it almost like if you drink Earl Grey tea with cream and sugar, in your mind you might familiarize that smell and flavor with like milk and cream and sweetness. So sometimes bergamot in some fragrances can pull like a creamy citrus. And this fragrance, it's bright and green and sparkly and vivacious. And I think that's really smart because oolongs are generally, although they're very green and slightly nutty teas, because they are slightly fermented, they do have an opportunity to have those rich tannins in them. And tannins, to me, with green fragrances and with tea fragrances specifically, add a bit of authenticity to a tea fragrance smelling like tea. It kind of mimics a slightly overbrewed cup of tea. And the fact that this fragrance has that brightness and that kind of rich tannin in it without it being bitter but green and crisp and bright is really beautiful, and that pairs really perfectly with the bergamot. It's really spectacular. I also like the fig in this fragrance. The fig in here is green and slightly milky, so if you're the type of person that likes to put a little bit of cream or milk in your tea, it adds a bit of softness, a bit of sweetness, a bit of fruitiness without making it sweet or fruity. It adds a little nuance to this fragrance, which makes it sparkly and really beautiful. And I think fig is the perfect note. If it had lactonic notes in here, if it had things that were too rich, too creamy, you would throw off that gentle balance of the bergamot and the oolong tea note in here. Instead, you get something bright and sparkly, but the fig note kind of melts it down a little bit, tones it down a little bit, and I think it's really very smart. There's a lot of beauty in this fragrance, especially if you're looking for a fragrance that you can wear during the spring and the summertime that works on your skin, smells beautiful, but doesn't smell one note. And that's what I like about Wulong Cha, is its nuances. Tea fragrances, I don't want always to be overtly complex. I don't want to smell something that has 50,000 notes in there. You're picking up different things. I do like when there's a bit of complexity, and the fig adds that to this and the lychee adds that to this perfectly. But I want to smell tea. I want to smell tea. I love tea. Please give me tea in my tea fragrances, especially when they're predominantly and specifically marketed to be a tea fragrance. And that's what I like about this. Does it smell like other tea fragrances? Yes. If you're a lover of tea scents and you have tea scents in your collection, you might not need to add this fragrance to your collection. But if you're a connoisseur and collector of tea scents and you're looking for something new, something different, something high quality, well blended, luxurious, maybe a step above some of the other tea fragrances out there, this is a fantastic tea scent and one of the best. That's why it has been on my must acquire list for quite some time. I'm really happy to finally have it in my collection because I'm going to be wearing the hell out of this fragrance, as I already have since I got it. It is just fantastic and addicting. This is one of the best tea fragrances in my collection and one of my favorites. It's been one of my favorites for quite some time. I just had decants of it, so I didn't get around to getting it. And so when I was given the opportunity to get a bottle of this, again, this was given to me for free to review, I was like, yes, please, that one, because this is a fragrance that I already knew I was going to invest in once my last decant was empty. It is a fragrance that I'm addicted to and I love, and it's definitely one of the most popular fragrances from this amazing house, and obviously one of the most requested. I get a lot of messages and emails from you guys, believe it or not, asking me to review this fragrance because you guys know how much I love tea fragrances. What do you think of Wulong Cha? How is Wulong Cha compared to this fragrance? Have you tried Wulong Cha? Hey, if you like tea scents, you should try Wulong Cha. This is one of my most requested fragrances to review, and it definitely deserves all the hype and praise that it gets because it is just really gorgeous. Now we're gonna go a little bit into performance. This is a luxury niche fragrance. It is luxury niche priced. It is fantastic though. A lot of people, when they're spending a little bit more money on a bottle of perfume, they want to know about performance. Now remember, I'm talking about my skin and how I wear fragrances. This is a fragrance that I can overspray, and I'm very excited I can do that because I've been very mindful of my decants because I did have a bottle of this and now I can go hog wild. But this fragrance for a tea scent has fantastic longevity. It gets 6 to 8 hours on my skin. It has a beautiful projection and leaves a beautiful, gorgeous lingering trail. I'd say probably for sillage and projection, I'd say medium to high depending on when and how you apply this fragrance. So on my skin, I get 6 hours. If it's on your clothes, I get about 8 hours. And if I apply it to skin, it has more of a projection than on my clothes, but at the same time, it does kind of have a beautiful atmosphere and aura around it. So it is something that if you wear, say if somebody's social distancing, they'll be able to smell it and enjoy it. I'm also very happy that I have never experienced olfactive, there we go, I can say words, olfactive fatigue with this scent. I can enjoy it the entire time I'm wearing it, which makes me very happy. At the end of the day, this house is a house that I've always admired. I have a few bottles in my collection. This one was on my must-acquire list, and I just could sing it praises. So thank you guys so much for watching this video of my review of Wulong Cha. I hope you enjoyed this video. A humongous thank you to So Avant-Garde for providing this bottle for review. I will have a link below if you want to check that out. That is not an affiliate link, so do not worry, guys. I do not get anything if you guys use that link, but definitely check them out. They have a beautiful collection of designer and luxury fragrances, a beautiful collection. There are some houses I haven't even heard of. They have a gorgeous collection of designer and niche fragrances, so definitely check them out. And that's it. But now I'd like to know what you guys know. Since this is such a highly requested fragrance for me to review, that means people have real world opinions on it. What do you guys think of this scent? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree with my review? Let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know other tea fragrances that you guys love. I'm always looking to add new tea fragrances to my collection. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!